Peace, love, and about our hair grease. What is good? My name is Shada Gemini, and I am returning for another video. Hello. I know y'all mad at me because I haven't made a video in so long, but y'all gotta understand, your girl been going through some things, but in a good way, because I am fulfilling what I want to do by becoming better than I was yesterday. I am unapologetically me. I am that I am. And I don't need to explain anything. But just know I've been doing the work for y'all so I can become a better teacher for y'all. So like I said, anytime that I'm in an absence, it's never in vain. It's always so I can become a better me, so I can become a better teacher, a better woman, a better mother, future mother, a better entity, so I can give more and have healthy connections and everything that I do. Okay, I don't even know where to start. It's just been so much that's going on. I did want to make this video today because I have been experiencing a lot of things, and that includes first of all, this video is basically about the fifth dimension and unconditional love, and what unconditional love truly means. It's not what you think it is. It's not lovey-dovey, you know, roses and flowers and, oh, I love you even though, you know, you do this to me. No. That's not what it means. I'm going to tell you exactly what unconditional love means, because people are just too right brain when it comes to this, right? So I'm here to provide left brain and right brain so y'all can get a completely good, well-rounded understanding of what I'm talking about. All right. So, let me just start by saying what inspired me to do this video is, like I said, I'm being vulnerable with y'all because I'm not about to act like I'm holier than thou, because I have my own things that I go through, right? I'm doing this video because I believe solely in my soul that I have been experiencing fifth dimensional consciousness. I'm finally here. And what inspired me to do this video also, shout out to Dehydrayton. He is a part of the Massively Foolish family, just like all of us. And he has a video on dimensions that has completely changed my life. Like, that video was by far top 3 of the most beneficial videos I ever watched on my journey, because I can always reference it. And from that really just got my whole world really what it's like to really experience dimensions. Because when I did make my video about dimensions a while ago, I was speaking it from an abstract point of view, but in order to completely experience dimensions, it has to be experienced. Like, you can't really talk about it in an abstract way. It's something that has to be experienced subjectively first, and then you can give your objective opinion about it, right? So shout out to Dehydrayton. I'm going to be using a lot of his references from that video in this video of my own, because like I said, it helped me, and I'm going to put a link to his video in the description, and I highly recommend that y'all watch that video, because a lot of information in there, and it really gives yourself an objective point of view of where you are, so you can understand the third dimension. He breaks down the third dimension, the fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension, and the sixth dimension. Okay. So what inspired me to do a video about the fifth dimension is, I believe, okay, and Spirit has a funny way of Spirit has a sense of humor. You know how to say God has a sense of humor? God really does have a sense of humor. I believe that right now I'm experiencing a twin flame dynamic, right? Now, disclaimer, I did not believe in twin flames. I thought people who participated in the twin flame dynamic were delusional, and they were just trying to define something that really wasn't there. But it's funny how you can say that about other people's experiences, because I really was like, what the fuck, what are y'all talking about? Like, that doesn't exist. But hey, look at me now. I'm experiencing a twin flame dynamic. I tried my hardest to logically process it up and down, left and right, because, you know, I'm a Gemini, I'm an air sign. So I go through the world with my logic first, okay? If it logically does not make sense, I omit it. But I've tried to logically define what this is, because not only me being connected with this person has not only changed the way I'm redefining my outlook on relationships, but also redefining me. And if I can change drastically due to interacting with another person, then that should tell me something. So I am experiencing a twin flame dynamic. It's not what I'm about to break down briefly, really what it is and how it really relates to the fifth dimension, because twin flames really operate through the heart chakra and fifth dimensional consciousness, right? So let's get started. Okay, so you got, when you're talking about dimensions, I mentioned this in a live video a few months ago. When you talk about dimensions, dimensions are states of consciousness. The first hermetic law is the mind is all, right? So you experience everything through your perceptions. So when you're talking about dimensions, dimensions are experienced through the chakras. Now, we already know that a lot of people are operating in their lower chakras, so a lot of people can't even process through the third dimension. So let me start with this. The third dimension is accessed and maneuvered through the root chakra. The fourth dimension is accessed and maneuvered through the solar plexus. And the fifth dimension is accessed and maneuvered through the heart chakra, right? So you already know what the third dimension is. I'm not about to explain that. Like I said, watch the video with dehydration. It's in my link in the description box below. Y'all can check that out. But let's talk about the fourth dimension first and foremost, okay? The fourth dimension, which is, if you're watching this video, you're either in the you're obviously in the fourth dimension because you know that there's more to reality, okay? So, and me watching Dehydration's video allowed me to really connect a lot of the things that he was saying. And then I started, like, each time I watch the video, I have a new download. Like, oh, this is why, you know, when I'm talking to such and such, this happens. Or when people try to redefine my reality, I'm trying to explain their reality, it don't match because we're operating two different frequencies. We're operating in two different frames of dimensions, basically, okay? So the fourth dimension, like I said, is accessed through the solar plexus. This is where a lot of millennials are. This is where we start to get a spiritual awakening, okay? We know that there's more to the world. We know that there's more what the government's been telling us. We are aware that there are other worlds, okay, than this one, okay? This is where you start doing your conspiracy theories. This is where, you know, you start getting into astrology, getting to more of the occult, learn about chakras, learn about crystals, learn about tarot, things like that, because you understand through this dimensional consciousness that there's more to life than what we've been taught in school and by our parents and just normal societal conditioning, right? So in this frame of thinking, or in this frame of mind, like I said, which y'all are in because y'all watching this video, okay? So you detach from reality because you understand there are many worlds, many possibilities. At this point in your consciousness, you understand that you have the power to change your life, okay? This is where the law of attraction come from. And really the law of attraction is just a watered down chaos magic. Law of attraction and chaos magic are basically the same thing, right? So this is when people start talking about the law of attraction and things like that, that is entering fourth dimensional consciousness, which is what a lot of people are on now, which is good, right? You start to evaluate past and future. You can differentiate between past and future, right? And like I said, the timeline here, the time frame that runs in the fourth dimension and third dimension is different. Time seems to me a little bit faster because I might not talk to somebody in like a couple weeks, and to me it feels like days only. So okay, now here in the fourth dimension, these are the questions that Dehydration presented in the fourth dimension, okay? Because really when you're in the fourth dimension, you're dealing with left brain consciousness and right brain consciousness, or duality. And what you need to do to access the fifth dimension is merge both of these together. Now, where people have, like I said, Dehydration explained this in this whole video. Where people have the problem in doing this sometimes is because a lot of people in the fourth dimension understand that they have the power to change their lives. Now, due to the fact that they are aware of many different realities and many different possibilities of their lives based on their choices, some people can get stuck here, right? Some people can be so in their left brain, thinking about the past that's no longer relevant, that they understand, hey, I'm afraid to make choices now because I'm afraid that if I make a choice here, it's going to be the same timeline. It's going to be the same thing as my past. So this is why a lot of people are really stuck in this mind frame. This is why a lot of millennials or a lot of young people are struggling with depression, because they know they have the power to change their lives. It's just they're scared. Okay, they overthink, and they think that by not taking risks, because you're gonna have to take risks. Okay, risk is the inevitable part of life. Okay, by being afraid to take risks, they paralyze themselves from making any action in their lives based on their past, instead of just actually being knowing who they are in their heart space and solidifying who they are, so they can take those risks, therefore leading to more success, right? So a lot of people in the world who are in fourth dimensional consciousness are in depression because they're stuck in that limited thinking paradigm, right? So the question that is being presented in the fourth dimension is, which in the video, watch the video, do I trust my gut feeling to guide me in the present moment, or do I let overthinking distract me because I'm anticipating the non-existent future? And for a minute, of course, I was struggling through this, but I realized, fuck it. Like, I can't, I know me. And this is why, and I'm starting to put things together. This is why the solar plexus is ruled by the fourth dimension, because if you study the solar plexus has a lot to do with action. The solar plexus has a lot to do with knowing your place in the world. The solar plexus is also ruled by Aries and Scorpio, which is also ruled by Mars. So it's a doing type of energy. Y'all know Mars is an aggressor. Mars is action oriented. Okay, so when your solar plexus is activated, you're solidified in your place in the world. You understand who you are, and there's nothing in the world that can sway you from who you are, because you understand that your reality is your reality alone. You're your own individual person. You, like, for example, during Christmas, right? I can try to explain to my family all day long that, hey, my dimensional reality is different. Okay, my dimensional reality, I can't tell them, like, in 3 o'clock in the morning I see spirits. I can't tell them that every time I turn around I'm seeing 222, 333, 444, and all these synchronicities. I can't tell them that, hey, anytime I have a problem, something, it just takes care of itself. You know what I'm saying? I live a very magical lifestyle, and I'm trusting myself. That's that solar plexus energy. Like, I know who I am. Okay, this is why when you're studying metaphysics and the occult, and when you watch the Matrix, the basic thing for the Matrix is know thyself. Okay, because when you know yourself, anything or any outside validation cannot affect you. When you're solidified in who you are, other people's actions and other people's projections do not phase you. That's solar plexus energy. That's Aries. That is I am. Okay, this is why a lot of the master teachers, Panic, C. Freeman L., everybody, they say that become the knower. Okay, you have to access the knower. In order to do that, you have to be in your solar plexus energy, or you have to really conquer the fourth dimension. Okay, know who you be. Excuse me. All right. Fourth dimension also has to do, like I said, with left brain and right brain consciousness. Okay, and merging together these consciousness in regards to self. So for example, everybody knows that left brain is analytical thinking, things that are processed through your 5 senses. A plus B equals C. That's left brain thinking, right? But right brain thinking is all about creativity, intuition, the unseen, the things that we can't feel that are tangible, right? So it's important that you merge these things together, and that is the ticket out of the fourth dimension to go in the fifth dimension, right? But in order to do that, you really have to have a solid foundation on yourself. You really have to be like, hey, I know that my past doesn't define me, or hey, I know that, okay, this happened in the past and it was a lesson for me to learn, but now that I know and I'm wiser, I cannot make those same mistakes because I trust myself and I learned from that. Now I can go and I can take those risks to execute my manifestations because I understand who I am. Okay, it's all about trusting yourself. Okay, and in order to do this, like I said, you have to really be solidified in who you are. And I feel like I'm finally at a place where I can get to that point, because 2020 is a very critical year for me, because this is the last year. The job that I'm doing now is the last year I'm doing it. I have to move on. Like, I have to go and follow my passions and do something else that is conducive and that it feeds my soul. Okay, so I'm scared, and on top of that, I'm trying to stay in California here. Everybody knows staying in California is not easy because it's expensive, but I truly believe in my gut and my soul that if I implement, and because this is what I know about life, if I just put in 2%, the universe will put in the rest of the 98. If I just move a little bit or make a little effort, the universe or spirit or the fifth element or whatever will come and do the 98% of work. Okay, but I just got to put in that little effort. That's what I know about myself. And I've spent so much time doubting myself and letting other people define me. Like, for example, family, everybody, but I love my family, of course, but I understand that I'm different. I am the black sheep of my family, just like y'all are the black sheep of y'all family. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. So I cannot let outside projections determine who I am or where I'm going to go or what's going to happen with my decisions, because I'm doing the inner work. And you can't explain. Once you start to explain yourself to somebody, that's when you already lost. Facts. Like, you can't explain who you are to other people. You can't. If you know for certain, I know for certain I'm doing the work. I know for certain that I'm picking apart my subconscious patterns. I will spend hours in my room, days in my room, psychoanalyzing myself, getting rid of patterns that no longer serve me, understanding, okay, I did this, I have compassion towards myself, yada, 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 do. I do that, and I can't explain to anybody else how I'm doing that, because they're not me. And it doesn't matter, because all I have is me. I am the litmus test. I am the litmus test for who I am. I am the litmus test for my reality. I can't bring nobody else into my reality. I can share my reality with somebody else. If they're not reciprocating that, then there's nothing I can do. So anyway, that's all. That's really my kind of experience that I can best articulate in words about my experience in the fourth dimension. Okay. So once you've gotten to that point with yourself, like, hey, I'm no longer defined by my past. Hey, I know where I'm going. I have faith, that heart, that right brain to implement my plans in the third dimension, that left brain. Once you merge those two together, that brings self-love, self-compassion to yourself. And that is the first step, or the threshold to entering the fifth dimension. But it takes patience. It does take patience with yourself. Dehydration was not lying about that, because self-compassion takes a lot, and self-empathy, it takes a lot of patience. Inner patience with you, because your biggest critic is yourself. I know my biggest critic is me. But when I sit and when I look and when I observe my outside environment of who I am, not only in this vessel that I'm very pretty and I'm very beautiful and I am a goddess, I'm worshipped in my environment. I can go out and I'm worshipped. Favors happen for me. People are drawn to me because they understand my divinity. My divinity speaks for itself. And I noticed, especially in my dating realm, that a lot of men, I don't get approached by a lot of men because I've been called intimidating, not because not in an off-putting way, but one guy told me, multiple people told me, they were like, you had this energy to you where it's either you got your shit together and you come to me, or if you don't got your shit together, don't come to me. And that's very true. And sometimes it does get a little lonely, and I do beat myself up about it now, like, dang, it's hard being a goddess. But at the same time, nobody ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's ready. So I think I'm coming to terms with that now. I'm coming to terms with that. Like, I know I'm intimidating. Especially when I wear this. People, like, when I wear this out in public, people know that I know stuff. Like, this not just no accessory. This is purposeful, okay? So I wear this with all my, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I wear this with all my stuff. So people know that I know some stuff. It just adds to my divinity. and that's okay. So that is it. That is just a brief explanation on fourth dimensional consciousness. Like I said, do more research on it. Dehydration explains it much more in depth than I can. I'm just paraphrasing at this point, okay? And also, like, the fourth dimension is also like a space of awareness, right, of yourself. So I know right now I'm self-aware to the point I can separate my ego or this flesh from my inner self. So it's like literally, like I told y'all, it's like Assassin's Creed. I'm not Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, where you're the four-dimensional player, or when you're CJ in San Andreas or in Grand Theft Auto. The soul is you with the controls, with the controller in your hand, and your vessel, you, is CJ, the person that's in the game. So that's how I'm able to articulate this, because I can separate my spirit from my ego, and I can really look down. It's like I'm really looking down and observing myself. That's the best way I can describe it. So this helps me be more self-aware. Like, hey, okay, maybe I shouldn't react this way because of this. Okay, but y'all get it. Okay, now that you have bypassed the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, this is where, and I think I experienced this yesterday because I'm having downloads. Because like I said, after this whole thing I'm going through with this twin flame shit, is really bringing me back to me, which everything always comes back to self when you have experiences and lessons, okay? But I definitely was experiencing very high vibrational fifth dimensional. I was very in my heart chakra yesterday. To the point I was manifesting things quicker. Like the last couple days, like I've been seeing numbers. I never see numbers back to back to back to back to back. Like when I'm scrolling through Instagram or Twitter, I just see numbers. And I've been really seeing a lot of 111s, 222s, 333s, and 777s, okay? So when you're in the fifth dimension, of course, like in the fourth dimension, this happens. Your thoughts begin to manifest a lot quicker. It'll be like, y'all can relate to this. I might think of somebody and they'll call me, or I'll see them. For example, yesterday is this guy that I used to talk to, decided he wasn't on the list. I just cut him out or whatever. But I had him, how I thought about him was, I was going through, it's an astrology app called The Pattern. And I got like a lot of profiles on there, and I had his profile in there, and I decided to delete it. I'm like, okay, I don't need you in here no more. And then literally the next day, which was yesterday, he ended up hitting my line. I'm like, why are you like, what made you think it was okay to contact me? Like, what indication have I given to you to contact me? I don't want to talk to you, especially when you experience a twin flame love or a twin flame dynamic. You realize any other connection that you have with anybody else is obsolete. Like, this is like the ultimate type of purest love that you can have. So it's like, why are you hitting me up? So I thought that was funny. Yesterday I also thought about somebody on my way back from getting something to eat. This person ended up coming around the corner. I ended up seeing them, and I was really in a high vibrational state yesterday. So when you're in the fifth dimension, that's going to happen. Your thoughts manifest a lot quicker, especially if you're seeing 111. That is an indication of watch your thoughts, because they are manifesting very rapidly. I am a litmus test to that, okay? When you're in the 5D, also here, it's easy formulating plans. It's easy to manifest when you're in the fifth dimension, because now that you surpass the fourth dimension through the solar plexus, which is confidence, okay, which is I know who I be, I know who I am, therefore I feel nothing. So formulating plans and executing plans comes easier because you have now merged your left brain with your right brain, and you don't have any doubt there. And you know that even if it was an obstacle that was to come up into your realm of reality, you will be able to conquer it. So no worries there, right? You're free of duality. So left brain and right brain don't exist. It's just it is. That's why they say I am that I am. I'm not left or right. Y'all call it the middle path. Okay, it's just what is. It is what it is, okay? Now, and then you understand there's no such thing as good or bad. This is where morality comes in. This is why when a lot of Panic's teachings and Bobby's teachings just talk about morality doesn't exist. Spirit, the universe, don't give a damn if you stole a candy bar. The universe is too busy trying to make sure that this planet don't collide with this planet to cause a supernova and destroy a whole other planet. So the universe don't care about you, okay? The universe doesn't care about your deeds. The universe doesn't care about morality. Even though humans, we want to care and we have a heart and we think that this is right and this is wrong. In reality, God really doesn't give a damn. This leads me into, this is just like the manifestation. These are kind of the things you start to experience. Like I said, when you're experiencing dimensions, you can only experience it subjectively. So I tried to process dimensions and I wasn't fully grasping it until I actually experienced it. So you actually experience what I'm saying. You actually have to go through these things, experience them subjectively before you can objectively explain them. And the question that lies here for the fifth dimension is, this is like the quotes. Okay, this is, watch the video. I keep telling you, watch the video. Do I accept reality for what it is, neutral to my beliefs and expectations, while still being a part of me? Or do I reject reality as something fundamentally external from me? And what this means is, like we're going through right now, like we understand that it's things happening in the world. We understand that there is no good and no evil. It's just what is. So accepting it, not mean accepting it as like letting it fly or deeming it right or wrong, but accepting it as it just is what it is. I can control that, but I can control me. And that leads me into like my next point, my main point when I'm talking about unconditional love. Let me drink some water because I'm about to go in. Really what unconditional love is, and I explained this in my Forgiving Your Parents video. Unconditional love has actually nothing to do, it's not like, I'm loving you through regardless or whatever. Now, this does not mean I'm loving you even though you said this to me, you beat me, you said some hurtful words, you're doing this to me, and I'm still going to stick around. It's like, unconditional love will be like, for example, I told y'all this in my previous video, your parents, right? Look at your generation. Look at your generational family, right? Understand that your parents, whether you agree with how you were raised or not, are just a product of being raised by someone else under trauma. Therefore, parents are going to pass trauma. So when something happens and you don't agree with what your parents do, don't get mad at them, because you have to really understand, hey, my parents are just a product of their past. My parents are just a human trying to figure out this life shit just like I am. Therefore, I release all responsibility and I cannot blame them for how they raised me, because they're just raising me based on what they know, not what they should have been taught, right? But taking that inward. But what I can do now, I can become the change that I want to see for my children. I can reparent myself and become the parent and give myself the things that I wanted my parents to give me, because I understand at this point in time, they're incapable of giving me that type of support and that type of love. That's unconditional love. Example with your reality, right? Unconditional love, we already know the world is fucked up, right? We already know this. But if y'all on some next level stuff like me, you understand that Earth is hell. So with all this talk about World War III and all this other, unconditional love would be like, hey, this is hell. I either reincarnated because I have a purpose, or I was tricked here. Either way, I'm still in this motherfucker until I die. Okay, there's nothing I can do. However, I can change who I am on the inside. I can be the change that I want to see in the world, because I cannot control my external environment. That's unconditional love. Unconditional love has absolutely nothing to do with human love. It's completely different. And me being in this twin flame dynamic has taught me that this is like the purest form of love that you can give to an individual. And when people really mess up on their twin flame, it's really hard for a lot of people to really understand this, what unconditional love is. It's not, oh, my twin flame, because my twin, like this, he hurt me to my core. I know on a 5D level, he's struggling with some things on a 3D, and he needs to have his own spiritual awakening So the things that he does, like I said, no, nothing crazy. Like, I've never been abused, call out my name or nothing like that. You know, just disclosure. I don't play that. I don't give a damn who you are. Okay? But I understand that the things that he does has nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Because intuitively, from what he's told me and from what I feel, my man's been through a lot. And he's learning how to, I feel like I've been a catalyst for some type of transformation, which, like I said, when you involve me as a friend or as a lover, unconsciously, I'm going to transform you. I don't do it on purpose. It's just my energy is so transformative. It's like it's like I'm an alchemist. I can touch wine and turn it to water. I can turn lead into gold. This is just something I've experienced. I changed people's lives, not only my parents' lives, my friends' lives. I'm a catalyst for change in other people's lives. And I understand my energy is very intense. Okay, so this is why I have self-compassion for myself when certain things don't go accordingly. When, you know, dudes don't be approaching me when I'm out like that. They look all day long, like, and I'll be like, "What you looking at? Either you gonna come talk to me or you just not." Okay. But I understand the type of woman that I am and the energy that I possess. I am not for everybody, okay? Because I'm going to challenge you, all right? But that is what unconditional love is. Unconditional love is just understanding that nobody's actions have absolutely nothing to do with them. You see the good in them, but if they do something to you, they hurt you, remove yourself. Now, astrologically, the person or the entities that understand this is Pisces, because Pisces is the sign of unconditional love. Right? So Pisces understands this concept completely. But where Pisces gets it wrong, I say this a million times, Pisces, they fuck up because they give unconditional love when their partner is still doing fucked up shit, right? Their partner will do some fucked up shit, but they still continue to stay with them out of unconditional love or seeing the good in them. Okay? But in reality, true unconditional love is also have love for yourself. So removing yourself from a situation while still simultaneously loving that person, right? But I feel like a lot of Pisces don't get this. So a lot of Pisces be overstaying in relationships they should have been got out of. And say that I'm lying. I'm not lying. I know I ain't lying. Okay? So Pisces is the perfect example of unconditional love because they embody it. It's just in human form. It manifests negatively because they're not having unconditional love towards themselves instead of the other person. And like I said, this is where the twin flame dynamic has taught me. Okay. Now my twin flame, personally, this is how twin flames work on a higher level. You can have 100 soulmates. Out of that 100, out of about 3 to 5 are twin flames. Okay, they're extremely rare, but they're here to teach you a lot about yourself. Okay, so the things that my twin flame does is the same things I do. So I could, like, even after last time I saw him a few days ago, I couldn't even be mad because I had to laugh because I'm like, dang, that's the same thing I do. So I can't even be mad. But I love myself enough. I'm like, okay, I'm over giving. I'm giving more of myself than I am receiving. Even though in a 5D, I know my feelings are reciprocated. And even in a 3D, I can tell you know when somebody care about you, but they'll have blocks and other things and fears that are going through their mind that's hindering from actually expressing that love, which is fine, unconditional love, right? So in that case, when you're in twin flame dynamic, you remove yourself and you still give that twin that love. Like, hey, I love you, but I love me more because I'm not getting fulfilled in this and I need to remove myself. Okay? That's unconditional love. Unconditional love is not, oh, I love you and I'll continue to accept your behavior because I love you. No, unconditional love is also towards yourself too. Like, hey, I used to beat myself up. Like, hey, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. But I realized I have to be in a heart space. And it's been really hard for me to do that because I can say I'm an air sign, I'm a Gemini. I operate through the mind first. So me trying to be in the heart space, it's a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I don't express my emotions like a water sign. I express it. I got an Aries moon, so I express it in a very fiery, passionate way, right? So, but I'm learning that it's imperative. This is where my femininity is coming in too, because I'm learning to value the aspect of femininity, and I'm learning to integrate my masculine qualities with my feminine qualities, because I am an embodiment of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is where the feminine aspect comes in, that I've embraced and I love myself. I have to be emotional. I have to be in my heart. And it took me a while to really understand this. It took me a while to really get this. And my best friend, she's Sagittarius. You know, Gemini Sagittarius are sister signs. She kept telling me, you can't process everything with logic. You can't move through, and that's what keeps people hindered too in the fourth dimension, because I've met people like that. I've met people, and there'll be black people too, where I've seen the God in them, the divine in them, but they're just so right brain. And when you left brain, and when you're too left brain, it's hard for you to comprehend anything out of the five senses. It's hard for you to comprehend chakras. It's hard for you to comprehend, hey, you're just a small piece of turd in the universe. Like, you're like literally we're so small, but humans, we think that the world revolves around us. There's other planets just like us. There's other planets with other entities just like us. Like, our sun is even revolving around a star that's bigger than the sun. Like, our sun is revolving around another star that's 10 times larger than our own sun. You're small. Like, this is really deep, and it's not. This is why I like Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty teaches you none of this is real. Like, none of this shit matters. This is why a lot of shit goes on, and people be waiting for Jesus. And no, like, none of this shit matters. Nobody's gonna save you. Like, nobody's interfering with this. Now, spirit may guide things, but not control them. Or God may guide things, but not control them. Right? So this is like one of the major lessons I'm learning, which is very good, because it's a part of my ascension process, what they call it, because I'm literally rising through the chakras. And it's to the point now that sometimes I've been in, like, my heart chakra in the fifth dimension for a while now, that sometimes I'm even creeping up to the sixth dimension. It's very rare, but I feel when I'm in the sixth dimension. And I can tell you, it's more, the more you elevate out the body, the less you have doubt, the more you know you can do things, the more you know, hey, none of this really matters anyway. I am everything and I am nothing simultaneously, but I'm still here. Like, that's what it's like to be in the sixth dimension, or Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is just like, I can't explain it. I really can't. Maybe give me like another couple years, but I'm even experiencing some things from the sixth dimension. Like, I'll be peeping over to the sixth dimension and I'll come back and I'll be like, whoa, like, so it's a very interesting experience, to say the least. And I'm proud of myself, even through the pain that I'm experiencing now, because I'm learning that there are deeper aspects to me, and I can't be this flighty ass Gemini. And as much as I want to detach from things and move on from things, that's just not how I'm built. I'm not built like that. Like, and I'm understanding that the intense experiences that happen to me are only to shine a light on my deeper aspects. So that's a beautiful thing, and I can't get mad at that, and I can't beat myself up about that, because it's who I am, and I am becoming the person that I want to be, exactly how I want to be. I'm becoming the woman that I know I'm meant to be. And when I tell you I'm 24 at this rate, imagine what I will be at 34. I'm probably gonna be walking on water. I'm probably gonna be doing telekinesis. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very interesting experience, but it's a lot more I want to tell y'all, but I'm probably gonna get that a little later in my videos. But first and foremost, this is what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about what truly unconditional love is. Understanding that people's actions have absolutely nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And it's about that forgiveness. That's what Christ was about. This is what real Christ is about. This is what Pisces is about. That's why Christianity arrived in the age of Pisces, because Pisces is about unconditional love and forgiving. and Jesus or Buddha or all of the other people who came down here who were supposed to be messiahs, they understood this. So this is why the turn the other cheek ideology comes from. It doesn't necessarily mean like I'll punch somebody punched me, I'm not gonna do nothing. No, you get that nigga the Hadouken, you know what I'm saying? you give him the Falcon punch, okay? Give him the Falcon punch. But it's just like understanding that sometimes you're gonna trigger people. Sometimes people's actions, like I said, have absolutely nothing to do with you. It's all about their past and how they're processing their past and how deep they are in their ego, and are they even aware of higher consciousness or higher things that are above what they can see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. Okay? That is unconditional love. It's understanding like, hey, I ain't mad at you. For example, black people still get mad at white people for wearing box braids and all this stuff. Who cares? Unconditional love would be like, hey, I understand who I am. I understand white people are my children. White people are y'all kids, man. Stop getting mad at white people all the goddamn time. They are your kids, okay? They can't help but to imitate us because we are literally the Alpha and Omega. We were the first people here, and we're definitely going to be the last people here, okay? We are the original people, okay? Stop taking it to offense. There are our children, okay? Act accordingly. Act in your divinity, okay? I don't give a damn. Like, I don't care. And you shouldn't either. Stop getting mad at little petty shit like that, because you're feeding the entities who rely on your emotions, okay? Understand that these people are your kids, all right? I even seen a video a few years ago. This one white boy was just like, how can y'all expect white people not to like y'all shit? He was like, we not trying to see Justin Bieber beef against Taylor Swift. He was like, that's boring. He was just like, how can y'all not expect us to like your culture? How can y'all expect us not to like y'all? You know what I'm saying? Basically, he was just like, basically, our shit's boring. There's nothing going on in white culture, and that's the truth. So understand that. Know that. That's unconditional love. Understand that, hey, I understand that these group of people climbed up from caves. They might have did some fuck shit, and that's how the world is right now. But at the end of the day, they always come back to us. Everything always come back to us. So if they want to wear blackface, let them wear blackface. They want to say the N-word, let them say the N-word. Because at the end of the day, they're just keeping us alive anyway. Okay? Know who you be. Know who you are. Stop fucking playing. Okay? It's time to get serious. All right? And either you're going to get with it or you're going to get lost. And I'm not going to be the one repeating myself. Okay? I'm going to make videos. What I feel like needs to be said. I'm not going to babysit y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all hand. Facts, period. Okay, with that being said, I love y'all. Sorry I've been away, but I will do my best to try to make more videos. No promises. I don't want to make more promises because I'm mutable. I can be one place here and another day here. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I hope it was very informative. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm thinking about probably getting more into readings again because I've been taking a long break out for readings. So I will definitely keep y'all updated on that. With that being said, I love y'all. Bye.